Just started out today. Chilled out for a little bit by the site. Had some breakfast because it's hot. I just felt like cooling down by laying around. Feels like fucking numb in here. It's humid. This time of morning, or a little earlier when it was a little warmer, this is the hottest time because all the dew boils off the plants and just creates this like humid, hot cloud, hazy. Cabin right here is abandoned. I just think it doesn't look too easy to get in the front door. Still has furniture. Seems to be a trend. People just abandoned them, left their furniture. Almost out of water, which is a bit annoying because it's a warm day, but actually in the shade it's not too bad at all. These raspberries are, it has some weird stuff on it, but raspberries are pretty good to hydrate as well. They're pretty good raspberries here. Very fruity. Unlike those buttery popcorn ones in the other forest. Maybe they're adaptogenic and that's what I needed then. And happened upon a cherry tree. Most of them are rotten, but I've had a couple good ones. That one looks choice. Look at that right there. That branch is... Well, I need to catch them, I guess. Damn it. Grass is too tall. I can't really see where they go. I'm gonna catch some cherries, wild cherries. You know, it's like, you ever drink wild cherry and you're like, where the fuck do cherries grow wild? Well, here they are. Here's one. And that one just happens to be rotten. Damn it. Oh, yes. Look at that. And that one's also rotten. Fellas, there's so many cherries. Don't even need to hit them down anymore. There's hundreds of these trees everywhere. They're obviously used to be cultivated, but now they're just wild. They put them in this hedgerow right here, just have some extra fruit. In the old days, cherries used to, look how many cherries there are. There should be a big source of sugars for people. Because they grow plentiful, easy to grow. And there's just tons of them. There's just hundreds, thousands of these cherries on this tree. You have to pick through a couple rotten ones. You squeeze them a little. If they start to squeeze out like dark juice, that means they're rotten. If they're like that, you squeeze them, nothing comes out, or you get a little bit of that clear liquid like that. Those are good ones. That was a little sour. Not too bad though. I like the sour ones too. Most of these are really sweet though. This is prime, you know, July is prime cherry season. Probably find them all in the grocery stores this time, but I prefer these, to be honest. I think this is a pear tree. Look how stacked it is. There's too much fruit on this pear tree. They need to do some pruning. That's insane. Look how heavy it is with fruit, and the leaves are curled up. It's over too many. Look at that. It's insane. All you see is fruit over there. The actual tree itself looks like it's about to fall over from overbearing. It's like, here, take my bounty. This is my last breath. Maybe they have some water up here at this farm. We'll see. That would be nice, although those cherries really quenched my thirst. It's a good thing about wild fruit is that they're a good food source and a good water source. Look at that classic Cadillac. Got some Americana here. It's not only in the US where people get the old fashioned stuff, old tractors, and it's like what is it, American pickers? People like that here too. Classic American culture. It is nice to see that that's celebrated because frankly most of the time it's like current US pop culture, which is, I don't know, not my thing necessarily. Like, the pop music and stuff today. Kids these days, you know. It's cool to see that people kind of aren't just like consuming Netflix or whatever, and that's how they feel about the US. Like, they look and like, oh, you know, I like old US trucks and stuff. Like, you know, it's cool that it's multi-dimensional, at least, I guess, in people's appreciation of US culture, not just the current thing. Looks like we have a old bunker here. There's a wall right there. There's a little entrance. There's some like tower or something right there. Get a little closer. I don't know if I can really get to it. It's kind of weedy in here. This looks like a little door over here, so I'm gonna check this out. I wonder what this actually was. I mean, I said it's a military bunker. It's possible it was a barn, a giant barn or something. That looks closed off though. Or does it? It's a staircase that goes down. I don't have a flashlight, mind you. It's in my bag, so if there is a staircase, I might have to go back and grab it. Oh, and it's completely flooded. You could probably, yeah, it's definitely a staircase. There's like a cellar down there. It would be really cool. I'm not gonna do it. I'm tempted, but it'd be really cool to swim under there and do some cave exploring. I don't have any equipment though. I don't even have a snorkel. You could maybe do it with a snorkel because there's a little gap, but a lot of tadpoles in here now. They love it. But that's pretty cool, actually. Look at that. Hello! I don't know how far it goes, but it's a staircase down into something. That's really cool. This is like a Skyrim, entrance to a Skyrim cavern, but I don't have the potion that allows me to breathe underwater, so I can't enter it. But I'm gonna mark this on my location. I'll come back to it when I find one of those potions. See if there's other entrances. I think there's maybe one over here too. It's probably the same though. There's a like well hole or something. Oh, this one you can go in. This one that's not flooded. Wonder what that is. Although it's like a tunnel, I think. Oh my God. Look at this. That's steel up there. There's not too much going on in here, it's just a room. Just some leaf litter on the ground. Definitely some sort of cellar or bunker. Look at these big hinges. I think this was a bunker of sorts. This looks like the drain right here. That's probably how, this one's not flooded. The other one is. I reckon the other one's probably similar to this. There's more over there. We'll see if, look at this. That's hollow down there. Anyone knows what this is, let me know. So my best guess is it's some sort of bunker. It's built like into this rock. That rock's on top of it. It's like a nuclear shelter, I think. It's out here in the middle of nowhere. These are probably wells or something, or maybe even generator. Some kind of big like nuclear energy. This one's also flooded, but not quite as bad. And that one's dark. I don't think that one, and that one goes down farther. You can see here the walls are just rock after a bit. That one's full of, there's like an oil slick on top. I don't want to walk through that. I think it's just tunnel system. Where does it go? I don't know. Someone come here and bring waders or a breathe underwater potion equipment, and then you can figure that out. But there's definitely some kind of tunnel system under here. I don't know whether it's a military or if it's just some kind of cellar or something. There's a sign, it probably explains it. So fellas, the sign basically said that it was nothing, that there's nothing there, and that you're hallucinating and you're crazy if you see something. So I'm really skeptical of that. No, I'm kidding. It said that there was it was an old fortress. It didn't say the year. I'm guessing late 1800s from the looks of it. You know, it had that steel inside, maybe early 1900s. I don't know if it would have, I mean, Sweden was neutral for the world wars, so, and this is probably too far inland for it to be like a deterrent or like a fortress. It's not like on the border, right? So I'm guessing it's older. But where we were standing, where it was like super fortified with the big rock on top, that was ammo depot. So that's why it was so fortified. And then the other wings had other stuff in them, ammo and command posts and stuff, but we couldn't go in there because they're flooded. But apparently there's a couple of those around here. I don't know why here in particular. They were just huge. They had big howitzers on, you know, in their positions and stuff. Well, fellas, you're in luck. I found another one. This one's not flooded, so put my phone light on, see if that's enough. Sometimes there's slippery stairs. Hopefully there's not a bear in here. That would be worrisome. I think there are bats in here. You can see it doesn't actually go that far back. I don't want to get bit by bats, so I actually don't want to. Look at that giant spider with a big fucking sack right there. That's crazy. I'm worried that a bat will bite me and give me rabies. There's not too much back there. I'm gonna go a little further down. God, it's muddy. There's that giant spider. That thing's enormous. It's like a cave spider. Definitely bats in here, giant cave spiders. God. Yeah, not much down here. It's just, I'm not gonna go further because you can see there's another room on that side, but I think that's just drainage or something. If you couldn't see, because this camera's not good in the dark, it didn't go any further. It's just a room the same we saw in the other one. And there's bats back there, so I was like, I'm not too interested in getting bit by a bat because rabies is not fun. So, yeah, basically just an ammo depot, I think, in that one. And these right here must be the gun turrets. You can tell that they can probably spin in place, or these were rails, I think, where you had the turret on top and they kind of spun around that central axis and you could fire in all these positions. I'm sure if you cleared the trees here you could see much better view. Let's go up there and see. Also a cell tower right here. So this must actually be a high point in this area. And you could fire it. God, I don't know who you'd want to fire at around here, but some metal parts right there. Yeah, it's the same thing here. Same design to the fort. And maybe you can just see that this is a pretty good vantage point. All the trees probably would have been cut down before so you could see better, but it is a high position, and it's just a drum right here. That's definitely not that old, probably 50 years old or so. Same design in here. You can see that goes right under. There's just stone and concrete on top here. Very hard. You're not gonna, you hit this with a shell, the hope is that it doesn't do anything. Someone over looking at me. Yeah, it's the same design here. That one goes down. Same thing on the other side. I think they're just ammo depots, frankly. Full of bats and fetid water and giant cave spiders now. But yeah, you can see that's the same we saw on the other side. It just doesn't go that far back, actually. It's just a room. Just the same we saw in there when I walked in there. Maybe there's a headquarters somewhere, but we'll see. So what we have here is the main fort, the elusive main fort that, gosh, it's swampy in here, that I alluded to earlier. So, God, my shoes are filling with water here. We can see if there's a way in. I don't think so. It's a fort. It has a moat around it. Fuck. It's almost like the moats right here, because my feet are filling with fucking water. Every step. Yeah, so it's locked up. Probably could climb over those fences. This one, not so much. But there's a moat around it. You can see through the fence. There's just a wall and a moat. And it's like, not, I don't think it's possible to get into it. But look, we can go up here and we can see if we can get a better viewpoint at least. Even if we can't actually get in. I mean, look, there's a fence, but I'm gonna raid this fort. About the time I said this is like 1890s when it was built. If I go any further, they'll probably shoot me. If I could get in, I'd have to climb over a moat, go through this massive wall. It's just not likely that I could penetrate this fort alone. I'd need blast equipment. I need bridge building equipment to get over the moat. Here's the fort. It actually says dry moat, so maybe you can climb down it. And there's a kitchen, boiler room, telegraph station. Look at that. It's not bad. Actually, where the this right here seems to be perhaps no. I was gonna say that's where the antenna is now, but no, that's probably not. Caponier, that's cool. Oh, there is a water-filled moat. Yeah, I've decided actually to come get a closer look at the moat to see if it is possible to, I like this. It has this like roof here. I'm sure they're watching me on camera on that thing, but whatever. But yeah, there's like this roof apron, I guess to catch any flak or something. Maybe it was added later. But yeah, it's really muddy in there. It's like the moat is supposedly dry now, but it's really not. It's pretty flooded. And all the doors, you can see there, all the doors are sealed with concrete. Or maybe right there you could get in. Yeah. All right. You can see this door has been blasted open. It's definitely flooded in here. You can see it's concrete up there. Old electrical. It's flooded, but fuck it. Wish I had my headlamp. You see how these electrical lines worked? God. See? God, it's way too dark. Way too dark for me to see with this light. Oops. That's cool. I need a better light than this ventilation shaft. Oh, it's getting way too flooded. My shoes are just soaked. The place is pretty empty, but these old panels aren't even that old. They definitely had like lights going on in here. dude, you need serious equipment to check that place out. Definitely don't have the right equipment. I need waders and need a headlamp, which I do have a headlamp, but I didn't bring it for some reason. It's in my bag. There's a little air hole. Now the challenge is going to be getting back up this mountain. It's easier to come down than go back up. And my feet are fucking full of water. But it was kind of cool to... Oh! I'm sinking in the moat. Fucking hell. This GoPro battery is also running out. I didn't plan this too well. It was kind of a spur of the moment. I thought, well, if I can find a way down, it'd be cool. Ow. Just like cut myself on a rock, but it's fine. But you couldn't see it there probably on this GoPro, but it was like deep hallways. Never seen anything darker in my life. Apparently they used to use paraffin lamps, and that was about it. But I don't know how you could see like at all. I mean, it was like the iPhone light didn't even make a difference. It might have well not even had it. I also want to get out of here because I don't know if they have some kind of alarm system. I wanted to explore it more. Wanted to show you guys, but you wouldn't have been able to see anything, and neither could I, frankly. Like, this GoPro camera is really bad in low light, and even with my headlamp, it wouldn't be super good. I really wish I brought the headlamp because I would have gone in further to see, but you could see on the map, basically, there's just, it's like maybe 4 or 5 rooms in a row down that main corridor. It would have been nice to see like a kitchen and stuff if there's any equipment left, but there's no way. Plus, I had a dream about this scenario once where I was in a place that looked just like that. It was like old, pitch black, and I was just wandering through it, and then it just kept going on forever and ever, and I never found my way out, and I just found weird different societies, and then like some creature attacks me. Not that I'm scared to go on because of that, obviously that's a dream, but it's funny because it looked just like that. I found a different type of tower to climb though. Should be able to get a good overview of the area. There's the lake, there's Carlsberg, where I'm not going, where I kind of wanted to go, but I'm not going. And there actually is an airstrip there. You can see that is a military installation, so there's a long history of military installations in this area. But now it's Air Force, I guess, Special Forces. The guy actually who gave me that cottage to sleep for the night, he was a Special Forces training. He used to be a paratrooper. So he did stuff there. But you can see here that we're up on like a pretty tall hill in the area. That's why there's these signal towers up here. And you can see all the lakes around. And it's 95% forest too. Outside of the couple small villages and a few fields. And then of course the lakes. But basically we're going down, I think, into that valley and then maybe over those hills over there. And Gothenburg you wouldn't be able to see from here, but I believe it's that way, just based on my feelings. This is a cool view. This is like the second largest lake in Sweden. It's pretty huge. You can see the other side, but this is actually a thin bit. It's really long. There's a bigger lake over there, but I think it's probably beyond those hills. And this is the second one, but this is huge. This is like almost a Great Lake in size. Obviously not quite that big, because the Great Lakes you can't see across. Like Lake Michigan, look from Chicago, can't see Michigan. But you can see across here, but only really from up here. When you're on the shoreline, you can maybe see just a hint of the hills back there, but overall it's pretty difficult to see. So it is a huge lake. Getting this overview is pretty nice. It kind of lets me orient myself a little better, because when you're on the ground, you're just like, am I going up or down? Where am I going? So basically the way I see it is I'm at a pretty good high point. I'm probably gonna be going down into that valley over beyond those trees, and there's a town presumably over there. I think it's like 7 kilometers away at this point. I've been going very slow, checking out the sites around here, so that's why it's taking me a while. But no, it's a nice view up here. Cool landscape, really. I like these like rolling hills, just forest and hills. It's beautiful, and the lakes, beautiful. I'm thirsty. Looking at that water makes me thirsty. I gotta get to Moleshorp, so I'm gonna slide down this beautiful staircase. This is an even bigger portion of the fort, but apparently, as you can see with that like tin roof on top, it collapsed because it wasn't fortified with concrete or something. I mean, it's just stone, I guess. The other one had concrete on top. This one did not, so it collapsed in on itself. You can see this wall here. This one has a moat too. There is a gate there. It looks like you can get in. It's open. Let's see if we can go around, look in the gate, and see if it's just rubble or if there's actually some rooms in there. Well, I'm magically teleported to the other side of this fence, but like I said, I don't think there's there's a way down, but there's not a way back up. It's a pretty sheer wall right here. And I've just been looking, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, I thought like it bumps out with these ferns, but there's no way. It's just like moss hanging off. I'd fall for sure. It's quite a ways down if you can't tell. I wanted to go into that door right there. It looks like it goes in. I don't know how far. The sign said that this fort had collapsed, so I'm wondering if it just goes in just a little, or if maybe there's some parts of it that are still up. You can see over there on that wall, there's also like rooms here, but I don't know how to get in there. I'm gonna try to get a good look into here, see if you can see. I actually have brought my headlamp with me in case I was able to find a way down, but yeah, you probably can't see in there. I can't really either. It does go in there a little. I don't know if I would say it's worth trying to get down for, because I don't. Yeah, see, that's the only part that's rock out of this whole area, and that's pretty steep. You can actually tell there's a moat here too. See that? That swampy moat. So that's interesting. But here's this bit. There's like windows and stuff. So I don't know how you... Hopefully it doesn't collapse on me. Look at that. There's a gate in there too. There's like all these iron doors that got thrown in there. But I can't get down there, man. That's too much of a drop. Yeah, well, it's an interesting fort. I don't actually understand what was here, because you can see it's just rock. Like, it's just rock and brick. So I guess they built it in, like, they carved the rocks out and then built a fort into the rock, and then like layered bricks on top where they needed to. But then it like collapsed in, and all that's left is whatever this tunnel is, and then a couple of these side tunnels. I actually don't know what the point of this was. I guess they had gun batteries on top, but it's just a weird fort. Like, I don't understand the strategic significance of it. It seems just like it's just like sunken down here. It's on a hill, sure, and maybe if this was all clear, you could have a view of that lake. I guess it's to protect the lake, but it's a lake. It's not an ocean. There's no foreigners or no armies coming along a lake, so I don't understand it, but interesting fort. It's a cool brick building there. I think it's some kind of military installation, because there's another building which I did not film, for the record, which said no filming. It had like a no camera sign, but the building was totally nondescript. It was just like a red like barn basically, but that building didn't say that, so that's why I filmed that one. But I don't know what these buildings are. There's some military stuff around here, like I said. There's an air base, so I'm wondering if these are some kind of auxiliary buildings for it. It's probably full of top secret stuff. They just put it out in the woods so nobody would find it, but here I am. I found it. I found your hidden stash. Multhorpe isn't the final destination today. At least I didn't plan it to be. I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna either start walking towards the next town after some lunch, or maybe take a bus, but that's only if the path doesn't look that cool. Basically, it's like these forts were none of them were completed fully, because they were built like halfway, or not half, they're probably built 90%, and then they only would have completed them and permanently installed the guns and built and like cleared the land for line of sight. They would have only done that in time of war, and so they were just preparing for war. It wasn't actually for any purpose, but they would have been staffed by 200 infantry. I'm eating these delicious cherries, more for the juice than anything, for my thirst. Really, nothing hits like these. Cherries are the best fruit. They're so delicious. Just walking the same road this whole time. Found a tree, feasted. Feel better now. And yeah, that's really it. Not much going on. This is Molestorp. Been hanging at the beach all day, actually. There's a nice beach here. Swimming, lay in the sun. It's nice. Then I got some pizza. Pizza was actually super good. I was expecting another experience like I had before, but no, this pizza was actually solid. Actually, one of the best pizzas I've had in a long time. Definitely the best I've had here. It's a nice church here. I don't know how old it is. It looks fairly old. Super nice. I'm gonna walk around and get some better looks of it. There's also this building with the thatched roof. It's pretty cool too. You can tell the church is made out of stone, and then they put plaster over it. And the tile roof. Super nice. If you can't read it, it says that Hyo, where I'd like to go, is 40 kilometers away. I thought it was more like 30. So my plan today was gonna go like, I don't know, 5 kilometers, something like that, and then camp, and then do the rest tomorrow. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. Tibro is 24. I can get to Tibro, although I don't really know what's in Tibro. I'll have to check it out to consider it. But I'm definitely gonna go at least 5 kilometers today, maybe go a little bit longer if I'm up for it. I've got some really light beers that I bought that I can drink while I'm hiking, or drink while when I get there, whatever I feel up to. Just to it's Sunday, you know, I can relax a little. Look at this. So many people have classic American cars here. I've seen a bunch of them. It's cool. Imperial. I actually don't know much about classic cars, admittedly, so I don't know where that one's from, but I think they're all American, right? That look like that. But I've seen a bunch of them, and I mean, I recognize some of them that I see, of course. I can recognize the makes and some of the models as well. But there's been a bunch. I've seen a bunch of different ones. Some nice Highland cattle here. Good beef cattle from Scotland. But they have them here too now. They have like blonde hair, and they have it like over their eyes. Like, it's kind of funny. It's like rock star hair. Hopefully, don't have to go through there, as those bulls look like they're eyeing me. I'm hoping I actually go off into the woods a little bit, or away from this road, because it's kind of like, I don't know, I want it to be kind of more peaceful. I'm kind of near a main road right now. My right foot was hurting earlier for some reason, just like cramping, but it's fine now, or it seems to be. Maybe just not enough food and water, which I only have a liter of water with me, which is not enough. I mean, if I have to do this whole 40 kilometers, which I might, a liter's not enough. I do have my filter, so I'll be fine. I also have this beer, and this is mostly water. They're only 3.5% alcohol, so it's basically like you're drinking water with a spritz of alcohol in it. Really just refreshing. It doesn't really get you too drunk, but I wanted something kind of nice and refreshing on a Sunday afternoon, so figured I'd buy them. That's the highest you can buy. The highest percentage you can buy in stores, in like regular stores, is 3.5%. If you want stronger stuff, you have to go to the special liquor store here, which is owned by the government, and they have those, you know, in some towns, not all, and they're not even open on Sundays anyway, but don't really need anything that strong. Only problem with this is I have to carry it and it's heavy. But if I didn't buy this, I would have bought more water. And so it's kind of like, well, I'll just drink this. This is the old old style, right? When the peasants would drink really light ale all day, probably about this strength, instead of water, because it was safer than water. The water they would drink, maybe not the cleanest, give dysentery. So you drink this lighter ale, goes through the brewing process. Presumably I wouldn't think 3.5% is enough to kill too much, but I guess nothing will grow in it, especially if there's some hops in it or something. It preserves it a bit. You know, probably the bacteria don't like 3.5%. They might not kill them, but they won't proliferate in it, so it might be enough to kind of keep you safe from the worst of it. I might have to cross the main road up here, and then hopefully I'm away from it. It looks like most of the trail I'm gonna go on until I get to Hyo, which is 40 kilometers, is through kind of forest land. There's not much in between. I don't think there's any towns in between. No, I do have enough food for, I mean, I just ate, but I'll probably eat something else tonight before I go to bed. And then morning and lunch, I have enough. Water's the only thing I don't have enough of, but I'll filter it, or there's farms along the way, I think. Maybe I can fill it up at a tap at a farm. I think that's reasonable to assume. Otherwise, I'll just filter whatever shit water I find. Well, hopefully not too shitty. The problem is the water that flows around here is like black, because I don't know if it's the tannins or the mud or the peat that colors it black. I don't know if that makes it particularly dangerous, but it just doesn't look very good, and I don't think that color will totally filter out. It's more like it makes it safe to drink but not palatable, so it might taste a little strange even if I filter it. So I'm gonna try to, if I do find like a clear body of water, even a lake is better than some of these streams in the woods I've seen. I kind of love the look of this, just these kind of tree farms. Just looks kind of like what I imagine, just in the middle of nowhere, Sweden, and that's where we are. So if you've ever wondered, yes, it does look like this. And yes, these are all blueberries. Well, there's some of these red ones. I actually don't know if those red ones are the lingonberries or if there's something else. I don't think they're the lingonberries, but might be wrong. But there's tons of blueberries anyway, regardless. So do you ever need a little bit of water, a little bit of food? Blueberries got you covered. Although they They don't have many calories. You probably would have to eat quite a lot to get any caloric benefit. They're probably like 0.1 calories, maybe not even one, you know, like a handful, because they're not very sweet. Maybe occasionally you get a pretty good sweet one, but still it's like a tiny amount. Maybe if you ate a pound of them, you'd get like 50 calories or something, and maybe enough water to last you a few hours. So yeah, they're not the worst. Obviously, if you're in a survival situation, they're here for you, as are the mushrooms, raspberries, and occasionally you find the, you know, if you're near, I guess if you're near farms, you're not in a survival situation, but there's all these wild cherries and apples and stuff that were they're either currently being cultivated or used to be, and maybe it's an abandoned farm, but it still has some cherry trees around it, so that's always nice as well. Looks like somebody carved a chair out of this solid log here, and unfortunately it split, but that's pretty cool. Carved a chair. Wouldn't want to sit in that. Wow, big tree fell. That's pretty impressive. Roots are right in my face. Nice. I get to crawl under it. Hopefully it doesn't decide to fall the rest of the way while I'm under it. So, as you can see, Hio is 34 kilometers away up there. Meanwhile, Fagersane and Tibro are 5 and 19 kilometers respectively that way. And I just did a little bit of research over the last 10-15 minutes, and although Iho is on the trail, I wasn't planning on doing it from Iho to the next place anyway. I was going to take a bus, and so I could actually take a bus and a train from Tibro, or a train from Tibro rather, or it's a bus from Tibro and then a train, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, I can take a public transit from Tibro to the next to the place that I would have gone anyway, that I would have had to take one from Hio, and Hio, however the hell you say it, is a lot further, almost double the distance, and that would take me all day tomorrow plus maybe into the next day, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get there tomorrow, which probably wouldn't happen given the distance. So if I get to near Fagersane today, I've already done 6 kilometers. If I can do like 4 more or whatever, find a camp spot along the way, get to Fagersane in the morning, I can walk from Fagersane to Tibro and take the public transit. And there's even actually a bus from Fagersane to Tibro, but I was going to walk it in the morning. So it's actually pretty decent connection. Tibro's just as large as Hio, so I was thinking of doing that. And so yeah, I decided to do that instead. So no more Hio, we're going to Tibro. Tibro. I like the name of Tibro better. Hio sounds weird. It sounds, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it sounds Asian. I don't know how it's a Swedish name. It's like Hio. It sounds Chinese. Hio. We're going to Tibro. Although that doesn't really sound like what I would imagine a Swedish name is either. Tibro. I don't know what it sounds like, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Welcome to Tibro commune. Look at that. It's Tibro. We're all bros here. It's a bro place. It's not Hio, the Chinese communist upcoming city in Sweden. I won't have to be stressed about getting there and finding accommodations. It was also in Hio. The only hotel I saw was pretty, well, not that expensive, frankly, but like, I'm trying to save money, so I would have probably camped, and I want to stay at a hotel. There actually is a decent hotel in the city I can get to, hopefully tomorrow. That's like a decent price. Haven't booked it. I'll probably want to just book it tomorrow to make sure that I can get there. I think I can. I don't see why I couldn't. But like if something comes up, I don't know. I don't want to book a place and then not be able to get there and waste my money. So I'll wait. Hopefully there's still room available. So there are 2 rooms left, but sometimes that's not super accurate. Sometimes they just try to get you to buy something and there's actually more rooms. So it's fine. Also, you know, who's all going to this place anyway? Probably no one. Hopefully there's a camping spot. The one that I had in mind the other way, obviously I'm not going to stay there, but I didn't even know if that one was a good one because it was like, it could have been someone's yard, which, I mean, maybe I could technically stay in given the Swedish laws because it's like a big yard or something, but I didn't really see anything this way on Google Earth, but it was a quick look, and sometimes you can't tell. Sometimes there's a little clearing or something, and like, frankly, even the stuff we're looking at right now is not the worst if I needed to camp out, like just in this like mossy grass area. It's not quite as wet as it was, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to camp on it. I'm in the hamlet of Stenbakken. Pretty nice. They have really good raspberries. And I just filled up my water in a stream, which I know I wasn't going to do that. No filter, but I was like, this is a trend now. I was saying to myself, I said, man, if only I could find like a cool, clear stream. And I found one. The water is perfectly clear. It was running through like sand and rock, and it smelled fine. I was surprised too, but it was there, just as I had hoped. Right when I, like, basically like 15 minutes after, I said to myself, damn, I wish I could find a stream like that, and it appeared. So it seems to happen like that. Stenbakken. Nice name for a place. I like that. Now, I still have to find a place to camp. There were some options back there, but I didn't like any of them that much. There was, right after I turned the camera off, when I left you, I found one. It wasn't bad, but it was like right away, and it wasn't that good. It's kind of in some moss, so I thought, nope. And I saw another one, same deal. Not that good, actually probably worse a little bit than the first one. So I said no. Then by the stream, there was a spot, but it was okay, but it was kind of within shooting distance of those houses. Now this looks like a spot in here, honestly. It's kind of close to those houses. I don't know if they own this or not, but I'll keep walking a little, I'll see. But there's a garbage can there. Is this like a camping spot? Or like a parking spot maybe? I don't know. But it's kind of funny. There's like a spot there. Maybe it's, yeah, it's just like a turnaround or something. Or another road that comes into here. Not sure why the garbage can's there. But like something like in here, that was like the first spot. Not bad. I might actually end up taking it like this in here. I just don't want to be too close to those houses. Not that they like will bother me or whatever, but I don't want to bother them in case I have a fire or something going. Now the sun's right in the camera, so you can't see anything probably. But you can see in there, it's not bad. Kind of lower shrubs. Might be about as good as we get. Might go a little further. I'm always like, oh, let's go further. I mean, I have time. It's like 7 right now. Sun, you can see the sun's really high in the sky. Basically, all I'd be doing until I went to sleep is drinking this beer, and might as well walk a little more. I can have one on the way, probably, so you don't really have a hand to carry it. That's the thing. I think this road, I think we're close to Fagersonen. I don't actually know any other way to say it. I'm not trying to say it in a lewd way or whatever, but I don't know. Maybe I'm sure there's maybe a actual pronunciation. I just don't know it, but it looks like Fagershana or something. Yeah, anyway, there's a little clearing up here. I'll check it out. It might be too long grass. Like a lot of the clearings are just long grass. I found my spot. I just threw my stuff down there to check it out, so I didn't waste my weight in case it wasn't good, because it doesn't look good from here, right? It's like all overgrown. But look at that view. I love that view. I'm hoping there's some raspberries over here, because I had the idea of putting some raspberries in my beer, making like a shandy. Raspberries or blueberries. There's some blueberries here, so yeah, I'm gonna either blueberries or raspberries, whatever I find. I'm gonna squish them and put them in the beer. That will be tasty, be very refreshing. But basically where I want to do it, it's right by this log, so I have this log to sit on. And it's still a nice view right here. Sun's shining right in here. Yeah, this is good. I think I was gonna do it on this side of the log, but yeah, I could do it, I mean, anywhere here. I haven't decided exactly the spot. I'll have to cut some of the grass down, but my knife is sharp enough I can do that. Well, got myself one. I was worried a little bit about these trees falling, because obviously that one did fall and these ones are about to fall. But these ones that I'm under, especially this one, looks pretty damn solid. And we're in the forest. These ones obviously are not as protected from the wind, but any tree could fall. And these ones are stronger than those ones, so I feel pretty good. This one actually in particular looks pretty strong, and even if like that one fell, it would miss me, unless it fell this way, which then I'm screwed, but well, whatever. These two look pretty good, so I'm just gonna go for it. Got myself my 3.5% class 2 beer. Pretty fucking good, even though it's light. Good morning, everyone. Been walking for about 5 minutes now. Got a little later start than I wanted. I'm very good at wasting time when I'm packing everything up. It takes me about 45 minutes to pack everything up. It's really not a great process. I want to streamline it, but I haven't found the best way to streamline it yet. The problem is my tent has to go in basically before everything else, and so I have to take everything out of the tent, and I don't want it lying around because all the ants and everything, so I'll like pack them into the bag, and then I'll take the tent down, pack the tent up, take everything out of the bag, put the tent in, and put everything back. And so it's not a really good process. If I could cut this down to like under 30 minutes, which I think I could do that if I really had a good method, that would be so good. That would just, as I procrastinate, that's the problem. It's not even so much, okay, 45 minutes. I woke up at 8:30. It should be 9:15 now, but no, it's actually 10:45, because for a good hour and a half I was just, I mean, look, I don't know. I like to plan things in the morning. I'll look at routes and stuff, so it's not necessarily that I'm wasting the time, but sometimes I do that just because I don't want to pack everything up, because it's kind of a hassle. And so I'll just look at Google Earth for half hour, or maybe go on the social medias by accident. I just click them by accident. I'll look at it for a half hour. I'm like, well, I just spent a half hour. I didn't even realize it. But anyway, I'm on the road now, so I'm thinking close to this town. I was hoping to get some coffee or something in the town, then head to the next town, take the public transit from there, from Tibro, and then get to Mulchio. Yes, I need to do some laundry. That's the most important thing, because all my stuff's basically dirty at this point. Just re-wearing stuff selectively that isn't as dirty or not wet. Some of the stuff is wet and it gets other things wet. I need to do laundry. Laundry is the hardest thing to do. I could do it in a stream, but then I have to dry everything, and that takes hours, so it would have to be like, it's like a half-day affair regardless, at least. I don't know if there are laundromats here. Sweden, I've heard, it's kind of weird with laundry, that it's like a whole day affair. All right, so just past the sign that said Fagersana. Actually, to go to Fagersana, I'd have to go off the path down into the town and then back up. And so I decided I'm gonna go the extra 15 kilometers to Tibro. On these type of trails, it will take about 3 hours. Only thing that I'm lacking is water. But I realize, okay, there's a lot of farmsteads around here. I've seen some people have hoses. Two things, like there's a hose there. I don't want to trespass and like, you know, they're like, what the hell is this guy doing? And he's like on, you know, if there's a hose right here, I'll just take it. But I don't want to go like into their yard and stuff without them knowing. Second thing is, I don't know if it's drinking water. Like some of the hoses are just unfiltered well water, which is probably worse than I could find in a stream in some cases. So okay, I have like half a bottle of water and then a whole bottle of the stream water, which I drank last night. I drank the stream water. I think it's okay. Obviously, so if it has something in it, it might take a couple days for me to feel it, but so far so good. Seemed pretty clean, but because it's been sitting overnight, I didn't want to drink it because, you know, when it's cold and fresh, it's one thing, but once you have it sitting in a bottle for a little while, it can start to, whatever's in it could start to grow and proliferate at a higher temperature when it heats up. So I probably won't drink that, but I do still have 2 of those beers, and as funny as it sounds, like they do contain a lot of water. They're mostly water. I was walking when I saw there's a hidden bunker here. Look at that. That's pretty cool, right? Just a hidden bunker, entrance on the other side. I don't know what the point of it is. I don't even know what that is. It looks like a fire pit almost, but that would be weird. Maybe it's for smoking meat. There's some chains hanging there. Wondering if it's like, because there's a lot of hunting around here. There were a lot of hunting stands. Wondering if this is like a smokehouse or something. Thought I was gonna get snatched and dragged in, but so far so good. Well, nice path right here, isn't it? I love this type of material. I don't know, they must put it here. It's like crunchy underfoot, and it's just perfect to walk on. And you can see it really well against the grass, and it's just nice sunny day, breeze blowing through here, very clear. Not a difficult path to follow at all. This is luxury right here. It's not too, there's no mud, there's no roots sticking out. I mean, there are some, but not too many. There's not huge rocks in the way. There's no erosion, there's nothing blocking the path. It's very nice. Can't complain one bit. I don't even care anymore. The world is a mess. This world is a terrible mess. So some parts of Sweden, well, I shouldn't even say some parts. This part of Sweden, like a mile from here, looks like a rainforest. This part looks just like a desert. Like, look how dry this is. Dry, dusty. There's these like plants. There's just these pine trees, these little pine trees everywhere. Just feels it's dry and, you know, sunny skies. Crunchy, rocky. It feels like I'm hiking in like Utah or something. Look at this. Just some kind of dry grass. It does feel like it too. Like it feels pretty dry actually. Relatively dry, you know, it's not desert dry, but it's relatively dry. Smells, you know, the smells are great. It's like pine and herbs. Yeah, this is cool. It's really diverse. You wouldn't expect this. You know, when I think of Sweden, if picture right now, if you're looking at the screen, you think, oh, this guy's in California, and not even coastal California. Like this is like, you know, the eastern side of the mountains. They're quite diverse around here. You might not expect Sweden to be so diverse in terms of landscape and forest type, but it is. Now, sure, this stuff is logged and replanted, and that kind of changes how it feels, but still, it does have a different feel to it. I thought of the craziest crime you could commit. It's like, imagine you're dressed up as a cowboy, and you're super good at, like, on the lasso, like you're actually very like a professional lassoer, and you just hide in like alleyways, and as people walk by the alley, you lasso them and like pull them into the alley, and then you spray them with like bear spray or something, so they can't see you. Then you rob them, and you just keep doing that all over the city. You're just lassoing people and spraying them with bear spray and robbing them. Like, how do you stop that sort of crime? That's like if you played I think it was, what was it, Left 4 Dead, the game, where there's that zombie that like uses its tongue to like grab you and like pull you in. It's called like a smoker or something. It's like that. Like, what do you do about that? We need to invest in lawfare capabilities in order to combat this preemptively. So I think this is the next big crime wave. It's cowboys lassoing people and dragging them to rob them and disabling them with some sort of bear spray or something. I'm gonna do a little arm workout because hiking is good for legs, but you need to keep some upper body strength as well. And I mean, the bag helps, but also it's not the same. It's good to get, I mean, not gonna have, this is just body weight, or not even that, because it's you get a, that's even easier. You step on the back. Yeah, there's a bit of a mechanical advantage with these levers, so it's not even body weight. It's just, it's less. So I'm trying to get some tricep action going. I have injured my rotator cuff a few weeks ago. Actually, it's feeling okay now. I'm hoping it's almost healed, because like that doesn't hurt. I was doing some of the other stuff earlier. I was just doing that for the camera, but I did a little workout, did even some pull-ups. I feel like my strength with the pulse was not as strong just with my shoulder, but it wasn't like I could hold on and I could do pull-ups and it didn't hurt. It just felt a little weak, but that's probably normal because I think I had slightly torn the rotator cuff a few weeks ago, or maybe just, I don't know, it might not have been that serious, but it was I couldn't really lift anything for probably 4 days afterwards, and then it was kind of slow getting back. Now it feels okay. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna have one of those beers because I don't have any water, and then I'll walk into town. I kind of found myself in this weird little hamlet. I talked to this guy for about 15 minutes. He didn't speak too much English actually, but well, he was all right. And then he said something in German. I was like, oh, I can speak German if you want. And I was saying things in German. He seemed to understand my German more than my English, but then he would speak to me in English, so it was interesting. But he was telling me that he thought everything was poison now, which, I mean, it's probably true. There's microplastics everywhere, there's pesticides everywhere. I mean, yeah, it's a little bleak. He was complaining about the mercury in the fish in Lake Fathorn, the big lake. He said he can't even eat the fish anymore. I don't know, maybe it's true. But yeah, he seemed a little worse for wear. I don't know how old he was, but a little bit worse for wear, but he's a nice guy. And then I was just trying to, he kind of was going on, so I was trying to leave the conversation. And so I asked him, oh, you know, I'm trying to get to Tibro, just this way, right? And he's like, and then it was a whole nother spiel. And he's like, oh yeah, you go right, no, left. No, you go right, and then there's a road, and then wait. And it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go. I think that I can find the way. So I think I'm just gonna link up with the main road. Definitely gonna miss that 3:30 bus at this point. I basically wasted a half hour going the wrong way, and then us talking for 15 minutes. I mean, I'm right on the edge of Tibro. Like, these are little like farms around it, but to get into the center, probably 45 minutes. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'm not sure exactly where the bus station is. There's another bus at 5:30 though. That's the good thing. But the thing is, then I'm like waiting. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, 5:30 is the last bus though, so I have to make that. I can't imagine I won't unless I really get lost. So I was really pissed off when it's like I was following the path and I realized like the path just ended kind of. Like I must have missed something, but it wasn't well marked. Sometimes the signposts fall down, or there's not a orange spray painted tree
within view of the last one, so sometimes you can't see it, and you just kind of keep following, going straight. If you know, logically you just keep going straight, you're not going to make a turn for no reason. I must have missed something at some point, and so I just kept going straight, and I realized like, haven't seen an orange thing in like 10 minutes. So I actually didn't go that far before I checked my GPS. And I don't know, maybe the orange thing, maybe the path in, the walking path into the city is like, goes all into the, through the south. Because I was basically on this road like 45 minutes ago. I mean, 20 minutes down there, but like I've basically probably lost a half hour by going south instead of going straight west into the town. Obviously this is not a fun road to walk on, so I understand why the path wouldn't take me directly on this road, but I don't see any other options at this point. There's probably some combination of farm paths I can take, get a little closer, but the way I see it, if I stay on this road, oh look, there might be a little path right here. I think that I don't have to go that far in order to get to a pedestrian path, basically. And this might be it, or it might be down by those houses. I'm not sure, but I'll check this out and see. But this is kind of like the main highway. I'll go on this. It looks like this is kind of the main path. And I'll see where this takes me. I'm just gonna go straight into the city. Very nice houses here. Very well manicured lawns, and yeah, people take pride in their houses here. Even in the suburbs in the US, you don't find this for the most part. A lot of people just let their houses turn to junk. You know, people live in these like McMansions, and they hire a landscaper to do the work. First of all, they don't do their own gardening, and second of all, they just, if they don't, or even if they do, they just kind of let things kind of go to shit. I've seen it so many times where you don't have houses this prim and proper, and people don't plant fruit trees either in the US, which is really annoying, I think. I don't know why I'm annoyed by it, but it just is annoying. It's like, you know, you can have fruit, fresh fruit, but people are like, no, I'll buy the fruit from the grocery store. It's imported from Mexico. You know, here in Europe, everywhere you go, people have fruit trees. They have cherries, apples, pears, peaches, whatever grows in the area. And a lot of times they even have like vines and stuff. Like there's an apple tree, there's gardens. People take pride in growing local produce, so that's one thing I like around here. This is an example right here of like what you see in the US suburbs. Not so prim and proper, but most of them are actually pretty nice. Like over here is good. So I don't know, I guess there's a little both, but you know, nice suburbs here. You know, who says that there aren't suburbs in Europe? We're cutting the grass along the side of this path from this road here. I don't know why it smells so good. It's like freshly cut flowers and like herbal, like, I don't know. It's almost like fresh peppers, like pico de gallo or something, like that type of smell. Super good. There's kind of a spice in the air. I don't know, there's some kind of herbs that are being cut with it. It's like spicy, floral, herbal, super tasty smell. I'm so hungry from it. And it's just grass being cut. I don't know, it's or like lettuce, kind of like, it's like almost like a taco salad type of smell. Look, Centrum to the right, nice. You got American flags there. It's pretty cool. And then even a Confederate flag there. See, Caltex. All the car culture here is like American car culture. I feel like in continental Europe you get like, you know, they like the, you know, there's a huge, obviously, tons of German cars and Italian cars. So the car culture in continental Europe seems to more be around European cars, but up here, even though they have Volvo, I guess Volvo's not really that sporty or anything, so they seem to like the American cars. There's a chair and a lamp in the middle of this roundabout. This is a nice town, actually. I really like this town. A lot of nice gardens, and everyone's mowing or gardening today, even though it's Monday, I guess. It's kind of a nice town. There's a lot of gardens and stuff.